Roll. 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 Row. 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 Row.
We welcome you to Osborne, Kansas. I'm Eli Blankenship, joined alongside me, Kyler Rowden-Stum. It's the first ever TMN area game of the week, and boy, we are excited. How you feeling, Kyler?
It feels great to be out here. You know, we've pulled up to the field. We're already loving the vibe out here. These kinds of football games mean something different in the community. It's really people who like to show up, and the football is just more natural out here. I love it out here. I'm ready to get started.
Well, we've got a good matchup this week. We've got the Osborne Bulldogs taking on the Hoxie Indians. The Hoxie Indians last season went 13-0. And were the state champions at their respective level of 8-man football, a very talented team last year. They've had some returners, but both of these teams kind of in a rebuilding stage. Tell us a little bit more about that, Kyler.
Yeah, as we say rebuilding stage, more Osborne than Hoxie, just because, like, they got a couple guys left. They're more trying to figure out what to do with the future now. That's what you're kind of in now. You're in a rebuilding stage, but you have some leaders left that can help lead those guys into it. So that's really going to help you going in the future. And this opening game is really going to give it an advice on how both these teams did during this upcoming practices these last couple weeks. And so I'm excited to see what happens and like what they bring. New talent means new plays. It's going to be really exciting.
Well, we are just moments away from kickoff. Both teams there you can see meeting at the 40-yard line at half field with the officials operating overseeing the coin toss from both teams. The Osborne Bulldogs wearing their maroon and yellow along with the Hoxie Indians wearing their white and red colors. You can see the grain elevator there in the distance with the Go Dogs across the top of it. It's kind of hard to see there on our video, but this town is ready for Friday night lights. The lights are on. The captains have shaken hands, and it looks like we are almost ready to go here from Osborne, Kansas.
Yeah, that's one of the things about this area is like it's so open. So like when you go play football out here in this open field, it's just like you don't feel crowded, you don't feel all the excitement of everything. You're just playing football. There's no fame, there's no nothing with it. And that's what makes it so much exciting and so much fun to not only enjoy to play as a player, but enjoy to watch as well.
Both teams are taking the field. The official crew has met at center field. They've broken their huddle as well. And it looks like Osborne has deferred the kick to Hoxie, who will be back to receive the football.
12 minutes.
It'll be number 7, Porter Meyer, for the Indians, back to receive the kick. And kicking off for the Bulldogs, Donovan Holloway, the freshman. The whistle is blown. And week 1 of high school football is underway. Kick is received, and the carrier is brought down just past the 25-yard line. And it looks like the Indians will start with football right around the 26.
And right there, you saw the start off. That's going to start off. That was not a mistake kick right there. He did intend to try to get a little bounce there, see if they get it straight out the gate. But it was a pretty good kick, just didn't quite get the bounce within it. Grabbed pretty well by Hoxie. Now we're going to see what these undefeated champs can do here, just kind of out the gate.
In the pistol formation under center, the ball's handed off, and they'll run out to the right. Chase Meyer on the handoff. The play will get about 1 or 2. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 or 8.
Yeah, Chase Meyer coming in here as one of the juniors. He's upperclassman now. He was a sophomore last year as part of the team. Now he's coming back in here trying to lead his team at that quarterback position. And so let's see what he can do here as going into the rest of the season. Starting off, the run play wasn't bad either.
Meyer will pitch it backwards to Nicholson. Nicholson is brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a tackle for loss.
And I'll tell you what, this defense there on the Osborne side early looks really energetic, really getting after it, and they're kind of meeting them at the line, getting right back there, getting really no gain in that one. And so I'm really liking what I see here after losing as many seniors as you did and only having one senior that wasn't even on the team last year is kind of really impressive, really something you want to look at.
Now a 3rd and long for the Indians. The handoff. Given off to Nicholson. Nicholson carrying the ball all the way past the 1st down marker, and he'll pick up a couple extra there on the end of that play, stretching out for the extra yardage. The Indians are just short of half field.
And so what was interesting about that side, they offset the whole right side and yet a strong side, so it made the defense move left as well. And then as they were trying to go up the middle, he went the left side on the weaker side, and that's what allowed him to skim past the defenders as those blockers did a really good job giving them room to get over that 1st down.
Meyer under center once again. He'll hand it off to Nicholson. Nicholson finding the gap and slicing his way through the offensive line. He picks up about 4 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 6 to go for the Indians.
And they're just going to keep running that ball, which is working well for them. I believe that was one of the main things they did last year as well. A lot of run plays, a lot of bigger guys too. But we're just going to see them kind of see what they do, if they keep kind of same rhythm, or if this year they're going to bring out something new.
Indians breaking their huddle. One in the backfield this time. A blocker out to the right. It's a keeper this time for Chase Meyer. He's brought down just past the line of scrimmage now. 3rd and about 4 to go for the Hoxie Indians.
Yeah, right there, you know, he had a little bit of no gain there just because on the snap he had his tailback right next to him and kind of ran into each other. So that's one of the things about these first games. You're going to see a lot of that, kind of figuring out where everyone's at, how this works in an actual live game against someone who has no idea what you're doing. So you get a little bit jumpy on it. So that's one thing they got to calm down and run the plays like they have been all practice all week.
The Indians break their huddle. Now 3rd and about medium to go here. Meyer under center. He'll throw it back to Nicholson. Nicholson is brought down short of the first down. He's brought down right around the line of scrimmage, and now it's going to be 4th and medium for the Indians, and it'll be interesting to see what they elect to do here.
And right there, you got to give credit to that Osborne defense. They really did good in multiple getting back there and just being able to get there, meet them, and then not going to get any Indian anywhere. So, and now, especially on a 4th down, this is where it's really big, especially in 8-man. You'll see a lot of them go for it just because there's a lot of space on both sides. You don't have too much left to go, especially only going 5 yards.
The Indians will break their huddle. Meyer now under center. A flag in the Bulldogs backfield. And it looks like a false start will be called on the Indians.
No, that's going to be a delay of game, actually, for them. Just couldn't quite get to the snap. But they did take quite a bit to get there beforehand. So they're definitely going to be all the way back here at the beginning. So if they were going to do anything else effect like that, might have just gone out the window.
So 4th and 9, they're going to have to punt the football. Hoxie's punt is deep. And the Bulldogs will go ahead and let that one go. Back to receive it was Donovan Holloway. It looks like he wasn't quite ready for the punt there on that play. It almost was kind of a trick play a little bit from Hoxie there, as Osborne now is ready to take the field. Their offense getting ready to go to work on their own 8-yard line.
And I'm excited to see the number 7 state tournament kind of lead this team, is what I've been told. He's going to be at the quarterback position as a freshman, so I assume he had some in the middle school as well. So I'm excited to see what this high school life is going to bring to him and how he handles the pressure up here.
Tiernan will take the snap. He fires it across the middle. Donovan Holloway is there to make the catch.
And nice little thing there. He had a lot of pressure there. He had to turn his body almost 90 degrees to get his arm across and made a good pass. That was a good, solid spiral all the way to him. Fortunately, his knee got down, so he wasn't able to get much more. Progress is progress, though, for a first play for the Osborne.
Tiernan breaks the huddle. Got 2 receivers out to the right. The snap. And it looks like a false start will be called on one of the wide receivers. It looked like on this right side of the field, there was a wide receiver that jumped early on that play, may have missed the count. And a false start will push them back 5 yards. Now closer back to their goal line. They're right around the 5-yard line. They'll have to be careful here with 2nd and long.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, like I said, with that, we saw a lot of running from the Hoxie, and we'll see, like I said, with the new group, you might have to change up something. Like if last year, run team and pass team, and right there, he's got an arm, he's very accurate, so I'm going to see how he's going to continue using it.
Tiernan receives the snap. He'll roll out to the right. He fires one downfield. There to make the catch is Holloway. He's to the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
What an impressive play here by the Bulldogs, opening in their home opener. Like right there, the freshman quarterback making a beautiful pass, leading him just perfectly as he catches it. Didn't even break stride, and then he's all the way in for 6 on the board to start the game off. What a very impressive drive to do on their opening drive.
An electric catch from the freshman Holloway puts the Bulldogs up 6. In a huge play to start off the ball game for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs will go for 2. Tiernan's in the backfield to receive the snap. He goes out to the right. He is going to try to slip around the Hoxie defense, but 3 Indians take him down and stop the 2-point conversion. So the Bulldogs will start off this ball game 6-0 under the bright Friday night lights of Osborne, Kansas.
And that's just what I call an opening drive there. That's how you start your home opener there. You know, you go into this, ending like in the quarterfinals out there, and now you're coming back here against the undefeated champs, opening like that. That's a great way to do it. A lot of time even left in the first quarter, but now you got to go back out there, continue playing the defense you did on that opening drive. As Hoxie got to reset, recalm down, and figure out what they needed to get doing.
The Osborne side is all smiles so far. On the opposite side of the field, though, Hoxie's fans section is seeming to simmer down a little bit after that particular drive there from the Bulldogs. It was an electric play. They went for it all there on 2nd and long, and it paid off. Hoxie kind of got caught standing on their heels, and from there, it was all Bulldog football. A big touchdown reception there for Donovan Holloway, the freshman, his first game as a high school football player.
Yeah, that was just electric. I love it because it seems like to me, just based on the first drive, we're going to have two very different play styles. Hoxie, a very run-dominant team who may throw one in there and here and there, versus Osborne, who's been 2 plays right there is just all in the air, and I love every bit of it because these are 2 different teams showing which style is going to be better. And really, there's no really way to determine it. It's just who you got your team with.
The Bulldogs lead it 6-0. They ready the kick. They have their special teams out on the field. Now to kick this one away will be number 2, Donovan Holloway. And back to receive it for the Indians will be number 7, Porter Meyer. A squib kick right up the middle. It's trapped down by Noah Nicholson, who will pin the ball down right past the 25-yard line, right around the 27.
And for squib quicks as well, you got to give them credit for those front line guys because they're coming on and they can bounce any other direction. This may not be turf and they may not be just bouncing, but there is some stuff that is going to kick that ball anywhere. So that was great hands there by Nicholson as it just went up in the air and he grabs it. So let's see what the Indians could do with this drive now being down 6-0.
The first play of the second drive for the Indians is a tush-push-like play. It seemed like it might have been a little bit of a broken play there. The Bulldogs were able to kind of clog up the hole on that play, and they'll reset the kind of drive in a way now. It's 2nd and still pretty long, only a gain of about 2 on that run.
Yeah, and what Osborne's defense is really doing is meeting him at the line. There's only been 1 play in the last drive that they weren't able to meet him at the line, so they've been really good so far with that.
Meyer takes the snap. He's tackled down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a sack. Donovan Holloway with an electric play once again on both sides of the football, translating to the other side of the football on a big sack and a big tackle for loss for the Bulldogs. The Indians now back on their own 20.
And I got to give credit to that because if we're looking over here at the weight of some of these frontline guys on Hoxie, there's a 250, 280-pound guys right there. So you're able to slip by those big guys. Got to give him credit for that huge sack.
3rd and 17. The ball's pitched out wide to the left. And the 6'1" junior, Matt Bretz, is taken down right around the line of scrimmage. Back to where they started now. It'll be 4th and long for the Indians, and we will likely see another punt out of them. It's going to be just that. Ball goes back to receive it is Holloway. Holloway running with some room out to the outside. He's got room to go, and he steps out of bounds.
Man, he was literally millimeters out of bounds there on the line. He knew it too. He tried to stay in, but that was about to be all the way back to the house just on a punt return. But another great defensive run by the Bulldogs. Now let's see if they can continue translating that into offense.
The first punt from the Indians was not received by the Bulldogs as they weren't quite ready for it. This time Holloway had other plans and gets them almost past the half-field mark as they're on their own 38-yard line. Tiernan's under center. Fakes the handoff. Play action. Rolls out to the left. It's thrown and dumped off to Graff. who's brought down past the first down marker. The chains will move, and a fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs.
And I don't think we're really getting, I said we're talking about the touchdown play too. This kid, Tate Tournament, knows what he's doing back there at the quarterback. He had pressure. He didn't panic. He got set, made a pass there on the short right, all the way almost to the first down. Like, he knows what he's doing out there, and that's absolutely incredible for a freshman.
So far, it's been the Tate Tiernan show tonight for the Bulldogs. Tiernan this time in the shotgun formation. He's got a runner right behind him. This time he rolls out to the right. He fires it right across the middle, finds the slot receiver. Number 34, Zane Poor, is there to receive the football. And he secures that catch. A big gain for the Bulldogs. They're going to move the chains once again. They've got the ball now on the Hoxie 25-yard line.
And one thing I'm really noticing about his pass plays is he's not sitting in the pocket whatsoever. Immediately he gets it. He's rolling out left or right, and that's part of his success. We had the blitz coming up there in the middle. Nobody even touched him, and the guy didn't even get close before he could even get it off. So that's one he's really doing well on, even on the move.
Tiernan under center. Fakes the handoff, and it will be a gain of about 5 on the play for Ethan Conrad, the ball carrier. And now it'll be 2nd and 6 to go for Osborne. Tiernan breaks the huddle. He'll be under center once again. 2 backs in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to the right, fires one downfield. He's got a man, and the ball slips right through his fingertips. It was Ethan Conrad, the freshman, had the route down perfectly to a T, and the ball slipped right through his fingers.
Yeah, and that's something you know that's going to happen here in the games. You have those sometimes. It was a long reach, and that's something he's got to work on as a freshman. Work on the hands, work on bringing the ball in, and fall first. Even if he gets hit with the tackle, he's just got to worry about that ball, because yards are yards, even if it didn't get it fully in.
A nice play design there for the Bulldogs. It'll be 3rd and 6 in Hoxie territory.
And speaking of, that was actually the first incompletion for him, so went 4 for 4 right before that.
Tiernan in the shotgun formation. A flag flies and whistles are blown. It looks like a false start will be called on the Bulldogs. So they'll be pushed back 5 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 11 now for Osborne.
That's one thing we've seen a lot in other games and bigger games. Penalties really can determine a game if you're not disciplined enough. And that's one of the things that should be worried with these new teams, these young teams, is them getting jumpy, them getting hurry, or them getting holes. That's something they got to work on, and you got to address early, or else it really could hurt you in the late game.
The Bulldogs still lead at 6-0. Tiernan in the backfield. He'll hand the ball off to number 22, Colton Graff, who's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. It looks like it'll be a tackle for a loss. He'll lose about 1 or 2 yards on the play, and now it'll be 4th and really long here for the Bulldogs, and they've still got quite a ways to go before they can move those chains once again.
And these are the situations I'm talking about. They're on their half inside or their other teams have inside the 30. And so you're looking at it like, we're going to go for it, is something that's very highly possible, just because there's so much room in 8-man that you want to go for it, and there's a lot of chance, especially with his arm and his throwing talent. It's a real possibility.
They're going to do just that. Tiernan in the backfield. He'll receive the snap in the shotgun formation. He's got 2 to the right. He fires one downfield. It's tipped up by the Indians and almost intercepted. The ball will fall short of the cornerback, and it honestly is a good thing the Indians didn't pick that ball off, because they would have been in worse field position than they would be now, as they will start with the ball right around their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right there. As it was a good attempt there, he kind of hung it a little bit too far. But as for the Indian side, you're right, definitely smart. They were really trying to. I get the stats, but that's a lot of things. Realizing where you're at in the field, and if you're not able to get up the field quick enough, that's something else. But now they're in decent field position to try to do something with the drive this time.
2:41 left in the first quarter. Snap is kind of almost muffed. It was almost like a muffed snap, if there is such a thing. It was almost a fumble there. The ball slipped out in the backfield. Matt Bretz was able to pull that play back together with what little was left of it, and they'll gain about 2 on the play.
Yeah, and they were back there, the Bulldogs were back there, and they handed it off, and he kind of just bulldozed his way through to get some positive yards, which is really good, and that's something you got to worry about as an Osborne, is like you got to team tackle these big guys.
Meyer under center. He'll hand the ball off, and a nice positive gain there for the Indians. Noah Nicholson on the carry, the 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. And that will bring up 3rd and medium for the Indians. About 3rd and 5 to go. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play. The Indians break their huddle. Snap back to Meyer. Meyer running it out to the right side. He's breaking free with room to run. There to make the tackle. Takes him out around his ankles is Donovan Holloway, but not before picking up quite a bit of yardage on a nice run there for Chase Meyer. He'll be brought down on the Osborne 30.
And right there, you got to give credit to his teammates. They're great blocking as well, allowed that play to happen. He went to the outside. You could see 2 big blocks there that let them not get any, behind the line of scrimmage there, and he kept getting yards. So that's something that Osborne's got to be aware of, is getting off those blocks, getting to them. But for Indians, they got to keep up with it. And I believe a timeout was called there by the Osborne Bulldogs. Try to figure out how to help this run defense, because that's something you got to worry about too, is you're not able to figure that out quick enough. It's going to be a struggle here, and so could be smart, although with 1:15 left in the first quarter, you have a whole other one to think about.
So the Bulldogs will take a timeout. We'll take a short one with them. When we come back, the remainder of the first quarter. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week in Osborne, Kansas. We welcome you back to Osborne, Kansas. It's 1st and 10 for the Indians on the Osborne Bulldogs side of the field. They pick up a gain of about 4 or 5 on that play, and it'll be 2nd and 6 to go here for Hoxie, as they are getting dangerously closer to the Bulldog goal line.
Yep, and they're, like I said, they're kind of powering through. I think those first couple drives were just kind of getting to the feel of it, a lot of time left, and that's kind of the first quarter, especially in the first game of the season here. You've got to get into the feels of it again, especially when you're coming off a 13-0 record as the undefeated Freedoms.
Meyer throws a screen pass out to the left there to receive it as Nicholson. Nicholson picks up some good yardage, and we'll see if it'll be enough to move the chains. I think as they're going to mark him just short. It'll be 3rd and inches for the Indians.
Yeah. What a great design pass, too. He didn't waste any time, got it, turned, set, and throw. It was a beautiful throw, and he made a lot of use of it. And so that's what you got to worry about with a big run team, is those sneaky, quick passes right there. Because a defense, you got to be prepped for it, because if you're set just for run and that's all you're focused on, those are what's going to kill you.
3rd and inches. They'll run it right up the gut. Meyer takes the ball himself, and he'll pick up the first down. The Indians with a fresh set of downs right around the Bulldogs 15-yard line, and that will expire the time for the first quarter of play. When we come back, we've got the second quarter of action. Don't go anywhere. The Bulldogs lead it 6-0. We welcome you back to Osborne, Kansas. It's the Bulldogs and the Indians. Going head to head and on a run is Meyer. Meyer still on his feet, punches it in for 6. The defending state champs are on the board.
And that's something you got to be prepared for coming out of breaks is you're going to be relaxed and stuff, but you can't get too relaxed and just let them get a lot of room, especially with a run team like this who are big and strong and just kind of power the way through. And now here's another big thing, too, going for the extra points here. They're going to want to try to run it straight through you.
The score is level here in Osborne, 6-6. Meyer on the touchdown. He will tally his first touchdown of the 2025 season, and the Indians will prepare to go for 2. The snap's given to Meyer. Meyer rolls out to the right, fires one into the end zone. It's overthrown. The intended receiver, number 23, that is Griffin Zur, who was unable to haul that one in, and the score will remain level at 6-6, and the Indians will prepare the kick.
And so coming out of this timeout, you know, you had a lot of talk. You took a timeout even before the end of the quarter. The run play ran, and then you got another break. So I really think the timeout was a little bit premature, but, you know, you got to see what you're doing here. It's 6-6 still, even score. You're probably back to resetting. You got a fresh new quarter, so let's see what you can do coming on the offensive side. They had a great defensive play, couldn't quite keep them out, and that's something you got to always think about. You're not going to always be able to keep them out of the end zone. You just got to be able to go on offense the next time and make a play yourself.
The Indians are retaking the field. Bulldogs will break their huddle here in just a moment. And our Friday Night Light action will be underway once again in just a moment. The Indians all tied up with the Bulldogs, 6 apiece. It's there. The Bulldogs will run this one back for a positive yardage. They'll be marked right around the 23-yard line or so. Excuse me, the 23-yard line or so. That was Donovan Holloway on the reception there for the Bulldogs.
And so one thing for this Hoxie defense kind of helped with that pass play because about went down 12-0 there. If it wasn't for a quick drop pass and then almost an interception there they almost had. But they got to be able to spread, but also be ready for that quarterback keeping Keems to run because he is not a small man. He can run if he wants to, but let's see what he can do here.
Tiernan sends a man in motion. The snap. Rolls out to the right. He'll fire one downfield. Oh, almost had a man in Donovan Holloway. He had an arm around it and couldn't haul the ball in. He was right around the Indians' 25-yard line. That would have been a touchdown, no doubt, had he been able to haul that pass in.
And here's where I think it was. It was a beautiful pass by him. He led him well. Donovan Holloway kind of stopped running, kind of went to a jog, slowed down too much. And so that's something you got to do. You got to keep running after it. Your quarterback is the one who's supposed to lead you, and you're not supposed to be able to break stride. That's how good the quarterback pass can be. We saw that earlier in the earlier touchdown.
Tiernan in the shotgun formation. He's got one behind him in Holloway. Tiernan takes it himself. He gets right past the line of scrimmage, a gain of about 2 on the play. He'll go down right around the Bulldog 25, and it'll be 3rd and 8 to go for Osborne.
And I feel like that was a great job, way to get out of it, way to scramble, at least get some positive yards there and not you lose some yards. He's really quick on his feet, but he's got to be ready. A lot of pressure is going to start coming his way because they're not going to want to give him any chance to throw because he knows they like to throw, like to get up in the air just off these first few drives, and, of course, the long touchdown. So he's got to be able to be aware of that.
Tiernan with an empty backfield. He's got 3 receivers out to the right. The snap. He'll roll out to his right. Tiernan fires it across the field. He's got a man. He's got Poor. Poor running to the outside and tackled out of bounds. Zane Poor is able to pick up some positive yardage there for the Bulldogs. A nice play design from Osborne.
I definitely agree with you there. Had so many people guarding the 2 that went straight out there, and that wide open flat on the outside. Great awareness. Great for him to not only sell that he was going deep and then turn, get the open man, and then for the open man to get up the field.
Keep talking.
And it looks like they're going to measure out the spot of the ball. I think they're going to be well short.
Measure for the first down.
But we shall see here in just a moment. Looks like they are going to be about a yard shy.
Yeah, about a ball length short. So not very much, but enough to, this is where some teams have trouble. They get here and they just try punching it straight through, and then they struggle right there because they know what they're doing. So they got to be aware of it. You don't have much to go for. You got plenty of time. You're not in any rush. So be smart about it, and that's just the only thing they need going through it.
So the officials will re-spot the ball in the middle of the field. And I would be very surprised if we don't see a run out of the Bulldogs here as they're quite literally inches short of the first down. And the PA announcer announces 4th and 6 inches, so we'll go with that. 4th and 6 inches for the Bulldogs. Tiernan takes it himself. He'll go up the middle, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's right there was exactly what I'm talking about. You try running, you try to do stuff. I'm not saying a run play is not the way to go. But that's just one of the things. You've got to be able to have your blockers up front and be able to give you that much room. You only need as much room as you need to go straight forward. But I think he danced a little bit too far instead of just going straight in and getting it. He didn't need 2-3 yards. He literally just needed a little 6 inches. So that's one thing as a freshman you got to be aware of is I just got to get forward and get those yards, and then we can reset and I can go to.
So the sides will flip. The Indians now with the football. Dropping back in the pocket is Meyer. He fires it across the field, and good coverage from Donovan Holloway on that pass.
And you got to give credit there to the pass rush there for the Osborne. I believe that was number 60, Jace Coe, one of the sophomores here. And so he gave a lot of pressure. He made him move back just to keep him off his feet so he wasn't able to get set and do as strong as he passed as he could have. But, of course, the pass coverage as well was also there, making the receiver fumble a little bit, not get his stance.
Meyer under center this time. No, excuse me, he's in shotgun formation. He'll take it himself up the gut and wiggles his way through the offensive line to pick up 4 or 5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and medium now for the Indians.
And right there, he kind of got to him, saw guys, and then kind of lunged his way to get some extra yards there. And that's what I feel like we're going to see a lot of these guys, just trying to find their yards in the run, whether it's powering through, jumping. You just got to be able to not be afraid to meet them there and not be afraid of contact. This is a contact sport. Got to go hit them.
So 3rd and about 6 to go now for Hoxie. The center will come set. In the shotgun formation, it'll be a handoff over to Nicholson, who's brought down just past the line of scrimmage. A nice stop from the Osborne defensive line. It'll be 4th and about 5 to go now for the Hoxie Indians.
Yeah, that's number 23, Dawson Clark, one of the only upperclassmen they got here that's returner. As a junior here, he was back there, had the legs, didn't let go, and he was holding them there. So great work. Another 4th down position. They got to be aware of the quick pass. They may try running it straight up through you, but you just got to be prepared just in case they do a little quick dump like they did out the screen on earlier. So that's something to always be aware of.
All tied up here in Osborne. 6-6, under 9 to play in the second quarter. Dropping back in the pockets, Myrie fires one downfield. He's got a man. It's caught. Number 23, Zur, is there for the touchdown, taking it all the way to the house. It looks like there's a flag in the backfield. And I think that play is going to come back.
And it could be a possible hold. We'll see here. I didn't quite see it because I was looking at what you're doing, but that's exactly what I was talking about there, that little quick pass.
That was the outside man.
And it looks like, I think, illegal formation on the Hoxies. Either way, it's being called back and bringing it back.
A penalty flag, a costly one at that, will call back the touchdown for the Indians. And it looks like they're going to lose about 5 yards on the play. And they'll be spotted right around the Osborne 31-yard line. Fourth and long for the Indians in Bulldogs territory. Myers with an empty backfield, 3 receivers out to the right. A flag flies. And it's going to be delay of game on the Indians. And that's going to push him back another 5 yards, and that's going to make this 4th down even more difficult for Hoxie.
Yeah, if there was any idea of a trick play there, as you can see, they're going back to the pump formation. So they look like they wanted to do it 4th and long, but that kind of just got taken away. You got to be aware of that. Second time that's been called on the Hoxie Indians.
The Indians will go ahead and punt the football away. And a really nice-looking punt there for Hoxie will push the Bulldogs back to their own 4-yard line.
By Gage, Bulldogs take over 1st down.
It'll be a fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs.
And now they're in the inside 5. I mean, we saw this earlier. This was where the touchdown plan. They were already deep in their own territory, so you're kind of expecting a pass here. But this is where being a quarterback that likes to pass, got to be aware. You're in your own end zone, so if you get tackled back there, it's not going to end very well for you. So you've got to be aware of that and get the ball out quick.
1 man in the backfield behind Tiernan. A receiver out to both sides. It'll be a handoff. And a gain of about 1 on the play.
And that's not a bad thing either. A lot of teams are trying to run it up there, get some yards, just to give them some room so we can get some pass room. We'll see what they bring out this next one either, because you could try to run it again, or you could try to do another quick pass, but you just, again, still very far deep in your territory. Got to be aware.
Time ticking away. The Bulldogs will break their huddle. Now just under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. Tiernan with an empty backfield. He drops back to throw it. He's got a man to the outside. It's his go-to man, Donovan Holloway. who's brought down right around the line of scrimmage. And now it'll be 3rd and long for the Bulldogs.
And so we might see the same thing, kind of step back, look at it, but this is where it's good. You gotta hope your front line gives you some room and gives you some time, because like I said, they're coming in with some heavy guys here, so it's gonna be hard to block, but you gotta give them as much time as you possibly can so that you guys have the best chance possible.
Tiernan with 1 in the backfield. He's got Colton Graff. Drops back into the pocket to throw it. He's going to take it himself this time. Goes right up the gut and is brought down by a couple Indian defenders. But not before picking up a nice little gain there for the Bulldogs. It'll be about 4th and 4 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, about 5 yards from the 5 to the 10 there. And that's a great job. He was very aware, got out of there and kind of pushed it himself. Tucked it nice, too. And that's one thing you see. They kind of keep it loose, but he's really good at keeping it tucked, getting up the field, and so he's going to feel a lot more comfortable if they decide to go for it.
They got one back. They got one back.
The Indians with 1 in the backfield. They're going to punt it away. Bit of a squib punt, so to speak. There to receive it is number 7 of the Indians. That's Meyer. He'll bring it past half field and is brought down right around the Osborne 30.
And not a bad decision at all to punt that one away, just because you're so deep in your territory. Just the risk factor. They had the failed one earlier when they were 4th and 6. So not afraid to do it. You got to just get back out there on defense and play good defense. Not give them any yards and get the ball back. 6:13 left to go. You got plenty of time.
So the Indians will give it their shot. Here in the second quarter of play, we've got a tie ball game, 6-6. The fake jet sweep. Myers back to throw it. Pressure on the quarterback. It's a caught pass downfield by Griffin Zur, and a flag flies late on the play in the Bulldogs backfield.
And we're gonna have to wait for this one, because this one's in way later in the play after the pass was caught. So I'm interested to see what happens.
It's going to be holding on the defense.
And so defensive holding there is he's trying to go out there and you just not let him go. You can't grip. It's just like an offense. You can't grip him. If he tries leaving your section, you just got to let go and you got to move with him. So that's something they got to be aware of. Do you hold it? Can be held on defense, and that's an example of it right there.
He got held hard.
So the officiating crew will consult each other in terms of what the verdict will be as to whether or not the Indians will accept that penalty. I don't imagine that they will, considering the big gain they had on that play.
Well, it's from, I believe, the spot of the plow. So actually, they're going to get a full first down with that and plus 10 yards. So they move it all the way down inside their own 15.
So it'll be a first down right around the Osborne 13. Going right up the gut will be the Indians. It's Noah Nicholson once again. He'll go right up the gut, pick up a few yards before he's brought down. A 2nd and 6 to go now for the Bulldogs. Excuse me, the Indians.
Yeah, but the Indians going to keep trying to run that in. They might do a quick play, but I definitely don't imagine them not stopping. They got big drives. They're going to do a similar thing that they did last year to get on the board, is just kind of plow their way in.
5:30 left in play in the first half. Myers will take the snap. The ball goes loose and flags fly. And it looks like it'll be defensive encroachment on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's not quite the first down, but that's one of the things is kind of we expected going into it. Like I said, got to address them early here, especially with these. Now they're in as a big run team as they are, they're even in a better spot. Got to be ready for it to just come down and plow right through the middle, or at least right next to it.
2nd down, short yard at the 4-yard.
2nd and short to go here for the Indians. Meyer, the shotgun formation. He'll take it right up the gut. I think that's going to be enough for a first down.
And you just might be right, but I got to give credit to right or line, and if it was any other play, he might just be short of it, but he was right back there preventing any other gain from getting in the end zone.
And it looks like they're going to call it a first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Hoxie Indians. Clock winding down, under 5 to play here in the second quarter. Under center is Meyer. He'll pitch it out to the left to Nicholson. Nicholson with some room to run. Does he have enough? He doesn't have enough yardage to punch it in. He's going to be a yard or two shy of the goal line. It'll be 2nd and goal now for the Indians.
And that was great job by the Osborne defense, shedding the blocks, making him go, and he kind of made Nicholson hesitate because he slipped there, and so he didn't have the power to kind of power through and get over the line. And so I got to give him credit there for being able to get it off, meet him there, and kind of keep him away from the line.
2nd and goal. Meyer under center. Excuse me, he'll snap it back to him. He takes it right up the gut, and he's going to have a touchdown. Another 6 points on the board for Hoxie.
And right there was I was talking about, with a big run team like that, it's really hard to keep them away from that goal line because they're just going to want to run it straight at you, and it's really tough unless you meet him head to head. He's going to get a lot of momentum compared to you.
Good work there from the offensive line of Hoxie. They're going to go for 2 here as they lead by 6 over the Bulldogs. Myers takes the snap, and he is stopped right where he came from. No good on the 2-point conversion, and it will remain at 12-6 with right around 4 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs, I'd like to imagine, would probably want to try to find some sort of answer here before going into halftime.
I mean, 4:07, plenty of time left, especially what we've seen with the arm. It's just, as a quarterback there, you got to hope your line gets it. But if you're not, you can run. This is one of the things is in small time, you got to get out there, scramble, and you see a gap, shoot it if you think it's safer than throwing it. As the quarterback out there, you got to make the decision if you're going to throw it, or if you think it's going to get too dangerous, you got to take it yourself.
The Indians have retaken the field. And the Bulldogs will break their huddle here in just a moment. And they'll try to see what kind of answer they can have to the Indians, what's seeming like non-stop rushing offense is what it has been. It's really just been a rock fight up to this point, and they've just been pounding the rock right up the gut, and it's been working so far for this defending state champs.
And I mean, they've had a couple quick passes that's worked, seen success, seen some failure. That's what, as a team, is, especially before half and going into half, you gotta adjust. If you don't adjust, or the team against you just better than you, that's where the teams start to fail at, and that's why you see a lot of second half fails.
Back to receive is Holloway. Flags fly. There's laundry all over the field. And I would imagine that's going to be a holding call on the receiving team. Holloway gets about 15 yards on the return. He's goes down right around the 30-yard line, and it will be a holding call on Osborne. So they'll be pushed back another 5 yards. They'll be spotted right around the 25-yard line. Excuse me, 10 yards, that is.
Yeah, it stopped right there on the 25-yard line. Now it's moving 10 yards, which is just under the 15 is where it's going to get spotted at.
So they'll be on their own 15-yard line or so. Let's call it the 14. With just under 4 minutes left in play here in the first half. Tiernan with one right behind him in the backfield. He's got 2 receivers out to the right, one to the left. Drops back to throw it. He's got a man downfield. It's Holloway. Holloway breaks past the half-field line. He stiff arms a man and is pushed out of bounds. Donovan Holloway, the freshman, has been putting on a show tonight.
Speaking of both freshmen been putting on a show tonight, Tate Tournament, what a beautiful pass, laying it in there for him again, never breaking his stride, and then he just turns it up the field. Again, I was going to comment after this play, they have a free safety back there just for that, and that's exactly what saved them, is that free safety just sitting back there ready for anything. And so that was beautiful ran.
Tiernan will line up under center this time. He's got 2 in the backfield. The snap and the handoff.
He has got to.
Stopped right past the line of scrimmage. That was number 22, Colton Graff on the carry. He picks up about 2 yards on the play.
Moving down this field, get a couple, kind of test it after a long pass play. That's one thing, you gotta keep switching it up, because if you keep doing the same thing and you get it ready, you might be able to switch them off, but it's something that you don't let them get prepared for. You gotta keep them on their toes.
I think that's what Hunter's trying to do.
2nd and 8 now for the Bulldogs. They'll line up under center once it in. Tiernan fakes the handoff, throws it downfield. He's got a guy. It's number 34, Zane Poor, who picks up the first down. And the Bulldogs are in business right inside the red zone.
And with 3:01 left, it's just been under a minute, or just over a minute. And we were just talking about there's plenty of time left here, and they're just moving in the field. You got a fresh set of downs. Take it easy. Be smart going through this as you're thinking. Don't rush anything. You have time.
The Bulldogs still trying to find an answer here before the first half of play expires. Tiernan, play action, rolls out to the left, fires it downfield, and an easy touchdown for Tiernan and Holloway, the dynamic duo here in Osborne, Kansas. The Bulldogs are back in business here in 2025.
And what a beautiful pass was that. Kind of surfing, bringing everyone left side, had 2 receivers go left, and then a guy just kind of snuck out there to the right side. Nobody saw him except for the good quarterback Tiernan, and laid it in there for easy 6.
The bell is rung, the flag is flown, and now the Bulldogs will go for 2. Tiernan under center, fakes the handoff, rolls off to the right. He'll punch it in for 2. The Bulldogs take a 2-point lead.
He's starting to play fast.
What a beautiful thing, had the chance to pass it. He's like, screw this. I kind of see it. I don't want to risk the thing getting dropped. We're going to take the lead. He's going to take it in himself. That's what I was talking about earlier, is reading the field. He had the chance to pass, but he made the decision himself to go in, and that's what you like to see from a freshman quarterback that's supposed to lead this team for the next 4 years.
Well, I'm not seeing any bull pups out on the field, although they are young kids on this team. Man, it has been all Bulldogs tonight. I mean, the performance that we're seeing from these freshmen who have never touched a high school field is just incredible. You could never expect this out of a freshman football player, especially not at this level.
And so that's the thing, though. From middle school to high school, it's such a big difference in play style and intensity, and especially going against the 13-0 undefeated champions from last season. I get that both teams lost, but the same as Osborne, so you're getting this fresh. I love this. I'm loving the energy. Very good game. I bet you a lot closer game than a lot of people thought it was going to be. 14-12 with them on top at their home opener. It's so good.
So the Bulldogs will prepare to kick it away once again. There's about 2:30 left in play, 2:36 if you want the exact time left in play here in the first half. And the Bulldogs will kick this one away and give the Indians one more chance at some points before halftime. Bulldogs kick it away. It's Holloway on the kick. And it's a bit of a squib kick there, and jumping on the ball is Noah Nicholson, who will put the Indians down right around the 32-yard line, let's say. They're just short of half field.
Now, plenty of time left here. This is a very shorter field, and it's only in midfield. It's 40. Got a lot of time left. Let's see what they can do here. They got to relax.
Meyer will take the snap. He'll run it right up the gut, and he is trampled by 3 Bulldogs.
Meyer with the carry.
He picks up about 2 yards on the play.
That tackle.
It is 2nd and 8 now for the Hoxie Indians.
And so we're going to see a lot. We might see some pass plays come out here because with the running, that running's never going to stop the clock. It's just going to keep going. And so we might see a couple things just to get down the field.
Two backs in the backfield and a big tackle for loss for the Bulldogs. That play was lit up by Osborne.
And that one, you got to give credit for number 25, Porter Charlie. I believe it's Charlie, the junior. They're the upper class. Well, again, so few upperclassmen they have here are part of this young team that's performing out here today. He's showing why he's one of the leaders for this team, showing them, hey, this is what we need to do. We need to big plays like this.
3rd and long for the Indians. Now just 1.5 or so left to play.
And so as a big run team like this is where having the practice of pass plays, even though you're still a big run team, has to come in. Because if you don't, these are kind of situations that's going to, end up screwing you in the long run.
A late timeout called by the Hoxie Indians. And with about 1:12 left in play here in the first half, looks like they're going to have to draw something up to try and get their team some positive yardage here before halftime, maybe even get them within field goal range to try a field goal attempt. It's hard to say what the verdict will be.
And that's one of the things, too, is like as a big run team, as a coach as well, you got to be aware of like what your players are capable of. I know you guys don't pass as much. We've seen a couple passes that were actually pretty decent here. So I want to see what else Chase Myers is going to bring out here to the field with kind of bringing up whatever it is.
So head coach Lance Barr for Hoxie will break the huddle. The Bulldogs already taking the field. And now 1:12 left on the clock here in the second quarter. And it'll be a designed rollout for Meyer. He throws one downfield, and a big play from number 34 from the Bulldogs. That's going to be Zane Poor on an incredible coverage there for him. I mean, what a play there from him. The coverage for the Bulldogs, that was just beautiful defensive scheming there.
And that's what they've been doing all day. And they've been really well at adjusting to this, being aware, moving their bodies, just being in the right spots.
A high punt is received by Holloway. Holloway still on his feet, dancing in and out. He makes a couple men miss, and he'll be brought down just past their own 30, right around the 32-yard line. And it will be under a minute left in play for the Osborne Bulldogs, and we'll see if they can't make a big play happen here right before halftime.
They've been known to do it in less time there. As the first touchdown, kind of threw it long. That only takes one play to kind of get it in there and bring them up even more. They got the 2-point lead. Now let's see if they can extend it here, but they don't have to force anything, though. They're going to end, if they go kind of run the clock out here, move some time, they're going to go up with the momentum in their area.
Dropping back in the pocket, it's Tiernan. Now threw one downfield. He had a dart downfield to Donovan Holloway, and the pass just slipped through the hands of the cornerback and then through the hands of Holloway as well. I mean, a great throw from Tiernan, but just couldn't quite find the mark. Was Donovan Holloway. He was about a stride behind that pass and was almost a dangerous play there for the Hoxie Indians.
Yeah, and I think that one here came a little too fast and led him a little too much. And that's something you got to be aware of, too, is just got to be willing to just kind of float it in there, but not too much. Like I said, there was multiple Indians in that area, so great that he didn't float it there, give him a chance to get under it, but still got to be aware of the strength of his passes.
50 seconds left in the first half of play. The Bulldogs leading it 14-12 against the Hoxie Indians. The Bulldogs fans clapping their hands in rhythm with the cheerleaders, as it is Friday Night Lights all over again here in the season of 2025. We are so excited for this area game of the week that we've been able to put together with TMN. It's been a blast getting all this kind of put together, and it's only going to get better from here. This is kind of a first broadcast for us to work out some of the kinks, and we're really excited to cover all these games here in Western Kansas.
And like I said in our earlier show earlier in the week, that's what I love about covering high school football. Again, it's so energetic. You get games like this that a lot of times you don't see, that's just kind of go unnoticed, that you only hear about here. You see the score, you don't really see what's happening on the field. There's a lot that happens you don't miss. A lot of people just see the end score. So this is why we're coming out here. We want to cover these games.
Tiernan with one in the backfield. He drops back in the pocket, scrambling around. He'll run out to the left. He fires one downfield. He's got a man. It's Zane Poor. Taps the toes and bounds. It's a first down for the Bulldogs.
Another freshman. I just want to give him credit. He stopped, made sure his feet were in mount. A lot of high schoolers, even seniors, don't even know or have the skills to do that. So huge credit to the freshman right there, being able to stop, make sure he stayed in bounds, then continue to use momentum out. But like huge stuff, and way to get out of the scramble as well for Tate Tiernan, just being able to move his feet.
Zane Poor has been a target of interest for Tate Tiernan along with Donovan Holloway. Those two have really been the primary receivers for this Bulldogs team. Tiernan sends two guys in motion to the left. He's got one out to the right. A flag flies in the Indians secondary. And it looks like it'll be delay of game on the Osborne Bulldogs, so they'll be pushed back 5 yards.
And that's another thing, too. We had two earlier in this half from the Indians. That was the first one on the Bulldogs. Just gotta hurry. I know I didn't say rush, but still gotta be aware.
Snap goes back to Tiernan. Rolls out to the left. He's gonna take it himself. Going through the middle of the field. He's still on his feet. Makes two-man miss. He's going out to the right. He's still on his feet and is brought down right around the 11-yard line in Indians territory. Tiernan says, I'll take it myself. The Bulldogs now with about 20 seconds left to play here in the first half. And Tiernan's going to fake the rush. Rolls out to his right. Still on his feet. He's in trouble. Fires one into the end zone. It's a touchdown. The Bulldogs go up by 6 more. What? Ethan Conrad gets the job done in the end zone. The Bulldogs up 20-12 against the defending state champs, Hoxie Indians.
What a brilliant job by Tournament. He got in there, tried going one way, and then he got out of another pickle going back the other way. Looked like he wanted to take himself, saw there was a man right open, and then made the pass right at the line of scrimmage too. So he was really pushing it, but great job being aware and moving his feet and just making this play stay alive.
These Bulldog freshmen are the real deal. Tiernan will throw the ball out to his running back and receiver, Donovan Holloway, who will punch it in for the 2-point conversion. The Bulldogs go up by 10 whole points. They lead it 22-12, and they brought the score off the scoreboard. I'm wondering if maybe they're going to run this play once again, or maybe there's a penalty. At least it looks like there was a penalty on the play.
Yeah, I didn't see if he called the penalty out. I just saw the penalty mark as he picks it up and moves it back outside about the 13-yard line. So get a chance to do it again, but a little bit farther.
13-yard line.
But with this team, you know, a lot that can happen here.
So now they'll try for 2 from the 15-yard line. Tiernan rolling out to the right. He's got a man on him, and he's brought down on the right side of the field. He got out of the tackle box, but was not able to make anything happen there on that play. The Bulldogs lead it now 8 points by a score of 20-12.
And so, you know, if nothing happens here, they just let the clock run out. One-score game going in a half. As in Hoxie, you're not down. You know, you get right back in this one good play and a good two-point conversion. You're right back into it. But Osborne really showing up here tonight for their team because, you know, they're being big, they're playing hard, and that's what you want to see out of teams like this.
The Bulldogs will prepare to kick this one off as we are very closely approaching halftime now. It's about 7 seconds left on the clock. That'll be just enough for the Indians to run the ball up the field and maybe get one play off. We'll see how much time is run off the clock here on the kick. The kick is up. It's received by Nicholson. Nicholson is brought down right around the 35-yard line. And that is where the Indians will take over. They've got time for about one play with 3 seconds left on the clock. We'll see if they elect to take a deep shot downfield or if they just kneel it going into halftime.
And that's one thing, so you just got to be aware. Do you want to kind of throw it down there and risk being caught and taken back by picks, which is never, you know, really think of it as a high chance, but always a possibility, and that's why a lot of teams just kind of take it down knee and then go in to halftime, you know, down like this. But we'll see what they do here. I'm really eager if they're just going to try running outside or do a deep pass.
Indians will break the huddle. Centers on the football. And it looks like there'll be a timeout called for Hoxie.
And, you know, I don't blame him. You know, gives them a chance to think a little bit through. You're going to get a reset of timeouts going out in the second half. Use them here real quick just to, again, what's all the options we got here? How do we feel? Do we feel like we can go for it, or do we just want to go in there? So I don't blame him taking a timeout here and thinking it over a little bit more.
So the Indians will look over their plays once more. And with 3 seconds on the clock, they've retaken the field. The Bulldogs will break their huddle as we await the final play of the half. Meyer with 2 in the backfield. Meyer takes it himself out to the right. He'll pitch it off. He's got a man in Nicholson. Nicholson's brought down right around the 30. And that will run us out to the halftime marker. And wow, what a first half it's been. It's been action-packed, to say the least. The Bulldogs leading it 20-12 going into halftime.
I know this is what you're looking for opening games in high school. Close games like this, one-score games going into halftime against the champs last year. So this is what we enjoy. This is high school football. You know, this is where now you go in the locker rooms, you adjust, and see who's going to come out there with energy and a spirit, and then second half football starts. That's where it really gets down to it.
We will take a short break here at halftime, and we'll be back in the second half of coverage in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week.
Round. 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 Row. Row. Row.
We welcome you back to Osborne, Kansas. It's Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. I'm Eli Blankenship, joined alongside me, Kyler Rout and Stum. Thank you all for tuning in, one and all. And man, it has been quite the first half of play. The Bulldogs, they came out strong. They started out the first half of the first quarter of play, I guess I should say, on a big passing play that led to the first score of the 2025 football season. And boy, what an electric play that was. And the freshmen from this Osborne Bulldogs team have been leading the charge. It has been all youngsters out on the field that have just been able to time and time again come up with big plays.
And that's the big thing about this team is because a lot of people, even them coaches, players, parents, a lot of them went into this like, man, how are we feeling? What do we think we're doing? But this really shows like they instill so much confidence in them. We have an entire half of all to play left, so a lot of time on both sides, a one-score game. But man, this is what you look for when you're trying to get into high school football.
We appreciate the comment from Ian Blankenship, my brother, who says this is a better than the Chiefs game. Don't let him fool you, folks. He's a Cowboys fan like myself. The Bulldogs will be back to receive the football as they deferred the kick in the first half. And so now the Bulldogs will start with the ball on their own 28-yard line. Under center is Tiernan. Here's the snap. He'll hand the ball off to Holloway. Holloway breaking out wide and out of bounds. He picks up about 9 yards on the play.
And so starting the half off with the ball, though, is really big after all the momentum in the first half ended with you. You know, you went down, you were up 6-0. They went even the score. They went down, and then they made a huge comeback coming back into it. And so almost went up 10, you know, get the flag, but you're still up a score. Now you got to see if you can continue to set. This is really big drive here if they can immediately get out there and, you know, get to it.
So the chain gang will come out to measure off the spot of the ball to see if the Bulldogs had enough for a first down. And it looks like it's going to be short about 6 inches or so. And so it will be 2nd and inches for Osborne
And
on their own 37-yard line or so.
And, you know, we saw this earlier. Luckily, this one isn't going to be a 4th down, so they don't get it the first try. They don't have to, but they also got a lot of options to work with here, you know, because you're not just trying to get to it 2nd down. You've got a lot to work with. You know, you've got to get stuff, but you're still trying to move down the field.
Tiernan with an empty backfield. He lines up out of the shotgun formation. He's got one receiver to both sides. He drops back in the pocket, looks to his left, looks to his right. He's in trouble. He dances in the backfield. He'll roll out to the left. Dancing in traffic. He gets past the line of scrimmage. He's still on his feet. He goes down right past the 35-yard line. The Bulldogs are in Indians territory, and they are in business. What a play there from Tate Tiernan, who had the discipline to get out of the pocket.
Man, I want to know what this kid's speed is because he is so quick off his feet, and that is one thing you want to have back there in the backfield. You know, that's what's really going to lead this team is his energy and boost of stuff because it gives everyone else around him like, okay, he's really going. I want to match his energy because he's leading us right here.
Fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. 2 in the backfield behind Tiernan. He lines up under center. The handoff is given to Colton Graff, who is brought down close to the first down marker. Looks like he'll be about 4 yards short or so. It'll be 2nd and 3, so he'll be 3 yards short, a 7-yard gain for Graff.
And that's another thing. I love them incorporating a lot more run here in the second half because they want to waste as much time as they can, but still moving down the field. A lot of it's working for them.
Same backfield set. This time the handoff goes to Holloway, who's brought down right around the line of scrimmage. There'll be no gain on the play, and 3rd down now for the Bulldogs.
And so, you know, got that there. Now let's go back. Maybe get some pass plays in. You know, the Hoxie came out there, as you saw, as a, you know, a lot of rushing, a lot of guys back there quick, made him a lot of pressure. It's just Tiernan got moving a lot more. So that's one of the things they want to keep doing is keep him on his toes if they go back to pass here. But he's just got to keep going to it and get, and as a receiver with that good of arm as quarterback, get open, create some room. He's going to get it to you.
Tiernan with 2 in the backfield. He's got Graff and Holloway lined up behind him. He'll pitch it off to Holloway. Holloway stiff arms a man, makes another man miss, and he's down past the first down marker. He'll be brought down right around the Indians' 15-yard line. And it'll be a fresh set of downs now for the Bulldogs.
And now that seeing these guys run more, you know, I might say this more or less in the second half, but it's crazy that these guys, too, are, you know, freshmen of this team. They look like they're seasoned veteran seniors out there leading this team, and I love every little bit about it. They look like they've been playing a whole 6 seasons together. They've got 4 games on the bag this season. Like, this is impressive as a home opener.
Under 10 minutes left in play here in the third quarter. Tiernan will fake the handoff to Holloway. He'll give it to Graff, who will pick up about 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs, as they are inching closer and closer to the goal line.
You know, and that's one of the things, too. Definitely a different kind of play style, but I'm really liking it. I'm loving that they adjusted and changed kind of their whole kind of play style here and bringing a lot more tough on them for the Indians to try to figure out what's going on.
Under center, it's thrown off to Holloway. Holloway gets a block or two from Tiernan and Graff. And they'll open things up for Graff, for Holloway, who's able to, looks like, pick up enough for the first down yardage. He does, and it'll be 1st and goal now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, right there short of the 5-yard line, but, you know, now you got a fresh set of downs. You got to be smart with the moving the ball here. You know, you've been moving it so well here, and that's what I love is now the Indians have no idea, like, is they going to pass? Is he going to run? Because both of them have them working really, really well.
1st and goal. Tiernan hands it off to Holloway, who's met right at the line of scrimmage. That was Colton Graff, who's brought down quite literally right where he received the ball.
Yeah, give credit there to Matt Bretz there on the Hoxie Indian side, 6'1", 200-pound junior, and he just was like, I'm tired of your guys is trying to take our steal. This is what we can do, and he met him right there, so great defensive job by him. He's got to instill some energy back into his team as being one of the upperclassmen. 2nd
and goal for the Bulldogs. 2 in the backfield, Tiernan under center. Play action, rolls out to the right. Tiernan takes it himself, fires it into the end zone. It's a touchdown. The Bulldogs tack on 6 more.
What an impressive job by both him rolling out there away from pressure and then getting it to Zane Poor there, who kind of did his route and he kind of stood there as everyone kept running, and he got them all off guard. And he kind of made sure he caught the ball and came down on it and secured it really well. Great job by both ends.
Zane Poor and Donovan Holloway have been the go-to receivers for Tate Tiernan, who has been able to connect with his freshman teammates very well. The chemistry between those three have really been off the charts tonight, along with Colton Graff, who's been able to pick up some crucial yardage for the Bulldogs. They're going to go for 2 now. It's pitched out to Holloway, who punches it in for 2. The Bulldogs extend their lead even more. They've got a 16-point lead over the defending state champs in the Hoxie Indians.
And that's one thing that's really big coming out here. Like I said at the beginning of this drive, is receiving the ball in the second half with that momentum. They just continued to carry it. So now the Hoxie Indians have a lot to make up. Not only did they went down in the half and coming out here trying to make something happen, you know, didn't get it there. So offense really has got to translate here if they want to have some, you know, energy, some heart going into this, because if they don't, it's really going to be a struggle for them the rest of the game. There's a lot of game to play left.
A lot of game left to play there is, as the Bulldogs are up by 16. There's still just under 8 minutes left in play here in the third quarter. Obviously a fourth quarter following that, another fresh amount of time on the clock. The Bulldogs will prepare to kick this one off.
And so that's one thing, though. Let's see what they do. I know there were a lot of short kicks. I don't think there was really any big kicks last half. So we'll see what they bring out here. See if they kind of keep it going here. You know, saw a couple medium range going far, but if they want to keep it short, keep it there. But you got someone different kicking, so you just might kick it back there, make them run it, or make it go to the end zone for a touchback, and then let them reset.
The kick is off to the Indians. They will field that ball right around their own 30, and he'll pick up quite a bit of yardage there. That was number 42 on the return, Matt Bretz, who was able to make his way into Bulldogs territory. He's brought down right around the 30-yard line, and they'll start in some very good field position.
Yeah, and that's what they need. They needed a big play like that to give them some energy here. Now, on Bulldog territory here, they're going to try to go in advance. I want to see how they adjusted from the first half into this one. You got 2 scores in, didn't get any extra points with it, but let's see what happens here. Let's see if it continues it.
Meyer hands it off to Bretz, who is able to just kind of bully his way through the defensive line for a gain of about 5 yards.
And so, like I said, they're doing what they know best. They're keeping going for it. I like it still. If it's not stopping, it's going pretty good.
Now under 7 minutes left in play in the third quarter. Meyer pitching it off to Bretz. Bretz diving, and will it be enough? It will. A fresh set of downs for the Indians. They will gain about 5 yards on the play. And the ball will be spotted right around the Bulldogs' 18-yard line. Apologies that our score bug is not updating. The score currently 28-12. A spinning play right up the gut for Meyer. Chase Meyer, that is, the junior from Hoxie. Will be good for a gain of about 4 on the play.
And so, you're deep in your own territory as a Bulldog. You've got to be able to play defensive here. As an Indian, you've got to play aggressive, too. You're down more than 2 scores. You've got to continue bringing the pressure on it because you've got to make this up some way because you need the momentum. Because if you can't find any, again, going to continue a lot of game left to play.
2nd and 7 for the Indians. Meyer receives the snap, throws it out into the flat. He's got Nicholson, who's brought down a couple yards past the line of scrimmage. It'll now be 3rd and medium for the Indians.
And that was a great job there by the defense. Met him as soon as he caught the ball, had him, almost slipped off of him, was able to hold on, which is great work by him. A lot of teams lose it and they kind of slip off and fall away. Way to stick with the tackle, only let him get maybe 1 or 2 yards there.
3rd, and it looks like they didn't spot him any gains, so 3rd and 7. From here, it looks to be about 3rd and 6 or so. Meyer will take it himself. He goes right up the middle. And he'll pick up quite a bit of yardage there. It'll be 4th down on the Bulldogs' 10-yard line with about 2 to go.
And right there, this is where they get big at. Of course, they're going to go for it, and it's going to be coming right at you. So as a defense, don't fret. Of course, always have a guy just in case they try dumping it off for the easy touchdown. But be ready to make that contact right there at the line because you have to beat there. Same thing happened over there in their 4th and about 6 inches. They got men at the line, got stopped, turnover on downs. That's what they need to do here.
The Indians doing what they do best, playing that bully ball. It'll be a handoff right up the gut to Nicholson. Nicholson is met at the line of scrimmage and still picks up some yards after contact. And that extra little bit of effort there at the very end may have extended this drive for the Indians as Nicholson was able to pick up an extra couple of yards after that, enough for the 1st down, and now it'll be 1st and goal for Hoxie.
And that was good by him. He really kind of as soon as he got the ball, hit the gas, didn't really stop and tried plowing through everyone else. And he's holding on to it very fight so no one can get their hands in there and knock it away.
1st and goal. And a stop pretty much right at the line of scrimmage there for the Bulldogs.
Give credit there to the sophomore, Hunter, I believe Sternfried, is right back there, met him right at the line of scrimmage. He lunged just to get there, but he got him behind the line almost for a loss. So great hustle by him.
Meyer under center, 2 in the backfield. He'll fake the handoff, rolling out to the right, fires it in the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown, Indians! It's Griffin Zur putting 6 on the board for Hoxie.
And that's one thing about 8-man football here in the small towns is it's never over until that horn goes off. Right back in it, back to, just out as long as they get the 2-point conversion here, 1-score game. And so that's what you like to see, the love, the effort, to keep it into it. Because if both teams stay into it, they're going to be electric all the way through.
Hoxie now trails the Bulldogs by just 10 points. The Bulldogs leading it 28-18. The Indians now will go for 2. 2 in the backfield. Meyer is met right where he received the ball, and the sideline judge says no good. A nice play read there from the Bulldogs defense to stop the Indians short of the goal line.
And so that's what right there was huge. Kept it from being a 1-score game, keeping it at 10. So great work by the Osborne defense. But still, on the Hoxie side, they've got some energy now. They brought it a little closer. Now they got to go out there and play defense. It's got to translate to the defensive side. Osborne still got a lot of momentum. Maybe not as much as they were. Maybe not as comfortable, but still a 2-score game makes it kind of tough for them. So gotta relax, gotta reset, know you're up, and the clock is your friend.
The Indians have retaken the field. The Bulldogs still in their huddle. Indians wearing their white jerseys with red lettering. And the Bulldogs wearing their maroon colors on their base with the yellow numbers. The Bulldogs are awaiting the kick. Back to receive it is Donovan Holloway. And kicking off for the Indians is Matt Bretz, the 6'1 junior. Kick is up. Holloway receives the kick. He'll take it back from their own 10. Breaking out to the outside and out of bounds. He'll go down right around the 28-yard line. And the Osborne Bulldogs will start in pretty good field position here.
Yeah, he's so quick off the ball there with Holloway. He's got that speed. He's going to use it to his advantage, and that's why he's been getting a lot of the targets, a lot of the hands, just because a lot of teams, if he gets loose, you're going to have trouble trying to catch that guy.
Well, 3:10 left in the third quarter of action. It's been a quick third quarter so far. The Bulldogs now getting their chance at trying to answer the Indians. That pass complete downfield to number 34. That is Zane Poor, the freshman who has been a hot target for Tate Tiernan.
Yeah, Zane Poor, he's been a really big key here on offense, but also on defense. He's had some big defensive plays, some defensive stops, getting back there, getting some hustle. I like to see what he's doing here, and I want to see more action out of him as well.
The young quarterback, Tate Tiernan, will get the play call from Steve Tiernan, the head coach. Tiernan with one right behind him in the backfield. Receives the snap, looks downfield. He dances in the pocket. He's met right inside the pocket. He doesn't get past the line of scrimmage. It'll be a tackle for loss, a sack really on Tate Tiernan, and now a third and about medium now for the Bulldogs.
And, you know, that's not the first time they've been back there, but I believe that was the first time he's been sacked there. So really, Hoxie doing a really good job of being able to contain him more, because that's what their been issue is they've been over-aggressive there. He's been able to slip out, get around him, at least get back to the line of scrimmage or some positive yards. So that's what the Indians need to keep doing. Keep being fresh with it. Now, Zane's on the other hand, either got to get rid of it quick or just get around it, figure out something he needs to do to avoid stuff like that.
Tiernan under center. He's got two in the backfield. Play action. He'll hand it off to Holloway. Holloway picks up enough for the first down. Slippery as a salamander inside the offensive line, and he'll pick up the needed yardage to keep the chains moving for the Bulldogs. A fresh set of downs and Indian territory for the Bulldogs.
Yep, right there. I love, again, we're going back and forth here. This is a dangerous team now because their run game's working, their pass game's working. As a defense, this is the team you don't want to be facing because you don't know what's going to be coming at you, and that's kind of worrisome. So you're always got to be on your toes, always got to be kind of aware.
Tiernan under center. Hands the ball off to Graff this time. Graff is stopped after a gain of about 2 or 3 yards on the play. Now 1 minute left to go here in the third quarter. That will bring up 2nd and 7.
Second down, 7.
Bulldogs break their huddle. Tiernan lines up under center once again. Throwing it off to Holloway this time. Holloway breaks out to the outside and picks up a gain of about 4 on the play.
That's a good sweep out left right there. Love the movement, love the momentum. You know, they're getting out there, getting some good blocks, and that's the yards you want to pick up. Short, it's not even the short yards. That was 5+ yards right there. Moving it down the field. Now it's 3rd down. Similar play like that, they got a new fresh set of downs.
3rd and manageable for the Bulldogs. It's 3 yards to go to the 1st down marker. The Bulldogs breaking their huddle. And once again, Tiernan will line up under center. He's got 2 in the backfield and Graff and Holloway. This time he rolls out to the right. Looking downfield, finds a man. He's got a man. It's Holloway all the way to the house. The Bulldogs punch it in for 6 more.
I don't know if y'all recognize it. They did the exact same thing they did in the first half. Draw 2 wide receivers out right. He also splits out right. And then he just, Holloway, their main receiver, slips in there so sneakily, dumps it off to him wide open in there for 6.
The Bulldogs have just been rolling. A fiery offensive performance from Osborne, and they have 34 points on the scoreboard with a freshman quarterback and a freshman receiving core that has been electric tonight.
And that's just incredible to see.
They'll go for 2. Tiernan takes it himself. He's met at the goal line, and he punches it in for 2. 36-18. The Bulldogs with an 18-point lead against the defending state champs.
And, you know, that's what you wanted to see, though. You know, everyone goes into games, you know, you think you have a team. You know, I know both teams went deep in there, but Osborne losing 9 starting players from the previous season and then going and doing this with freshmen, this is just a future you want to see in your team as a spectator, as, you know, coach, as somebody who's going to stick around here for a few years. This is what you love to see. And, you know, I expect to see a lot more in a big future for these guys, but they have to continue to perform. You know, they're still young. Everyone makes mistakes. That's what you just got to be ready for.
Well, and very little energy from the opposing sideline of the Hoxie Indians, who came off of a very good season last year. They went 13-0 all the way to the state championship game and won it. And it was a pretty incredible, historic season, to say the least, for the Hoxie Indians. And for the Osborne Bulldogs, they made it all the way to the state quarterfinal, where they lost to Axtell, who had a dynasty, so to speak, at Axtell, where they won 4 straight state championships. Didn't lose in 4 seasons. I mean, 4 seasons. I mean, that's incredible. Furthermore, they had 2 Kansas University commits. You don't ever hear things like that happening, especially not in today's day and age, and not in 8-man football. Osborne will kick it off. The ball takes a bit of a weird bounce on the grass, and it's received by the Indians. And they're brought down on their own 33-yard line.
So you're seeing hustle there, you know, another short kick there. Not something unusual from this game, you know. Just really what I'd love to see is the quick hands here in the front lines. That's something to just note on all the kids. Both sides having quick hands, be able to handle the ball. And so, Now with the Hoxie, they scored last drive. They got to try to get back into this because they're starting to fall behind here as, you know, didn't get the 2-point conversion to bring it into a single-point game. Now they're down even a little bit more, so they got to figure out some momentum here and continue it to try to get over the top of these Bulldogs.
Meyer and the Indians offense take the field. It'll be a handoff on the first play of the drive and a big tackle for loss from the Osborne Bulldogs.
And you got to give credit to two main players here. That was number 23, Dawson Clark, and number 25, Porter Chole. Like, huge, great get back there. As soon as the running back got the ball, he was met hard. And that's not how you end a third quarter going up big here against these teams.
That will end the third quarter of play. When we come back, it's the fourth quarter of action. Don't go anywhere. We've got one more quarter left in play here on the Tiger Media Network Area Game of the Week. We welcome you back to Osborne, Kansas. My name's Eli Blankenship. Joined alongside me, Kyler Rowden-Stum. If you're just now tuning in, it's been all Osborne Bulldogs football here so far. They lead at 36-18. A big pass downfield, an electric play to start the fourth quarter of play. The Indians take it all the way to the house, and it's brought to you by number 42, Matt Bretz, the 6'1 junior.
And that's how you start a fourth quarter being down the way you guys are, is big plays like that. Fourth quarter football has probably the most exciting football because everybody puts everything on it. That's your last 12 minutes right there to do whatever you can, whenever you can, and they just did it right there, trying to bring it closer.
Well, it's almost like they caught the Bulldogs on their heels. They caught me on my heels, and wow, what a play there from the Indians, a much needed one, and they go for the 2-point conversion. It's no good, so they will trail by a score of 36-24. They trail by 12 points.
And something right there, though, is not being able to convert those 2-point conversions is hurting them here, as it was a one-score game and then could have been a one-score game. And now they're back at now 12. And so that's something they got to do. They have to play good defense this quarter, because if they can't keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone, they're going to have trouble, especially without those 2-point conversions.
A lot of teams in 8-man football don't go for the extra point, because there's not a lot of 8-man football teams that can kick those extra points, and so that's why they typically will go for 2 on these plays, and that's why the score is so interesting, because those 2-point conversions can really come back to bite you if you're not able to convert on those throughout the game.
Yeah, because it's basically a 2-score game. They got to score twice, even if they don't convert the 2-point conversions, in order to get them back into this to even it out.
The Bulldogs will be back to receive the kick. Back to receive the kick for the Bulldogs is no other than Donovan Holloway, who's really been doing quite a bit on offense and defense, for that matter, for the Bulldogs. He's really been a standout player for this team.
And so you say both sides of the ball right there. That's another thing I want to give credit to every single player in all this kind of 8-man football, is they play both sides of the ball. Almost every snap, kickoff, kick return, you know they got to be tired, but they're playing every minute, every chance, maybe a break here and there, but it doesn't happen very often. You got to give them the credit that is due for the effort they put in.
Bretz will kick the ball off for the Indians. Back to receive it is Holloway, who's brought down just past the 20-yard line. He's brought down around the 22, and that's where the Bulldogs will start their drive.
And so here we go. You're up again. You're up by 12 here. I'm going to be honest with you. Run the clock as much as you can. Your fourth quarter up. Clock is your friend. You want to stay in bounds. You want to keep going. Very unlikely you'll see a timeout to stop the clock by Osborne. Now, on the Indians, the other hand, you might see a couple here and there, but not this early.
Bulldogs leading it 36-24 here in the fourth quarter of play, just under 12 here at the start of the fourth quarter. The handoff from TMN will go to Holloway, who's brought down just past the line of scrimmage. He gains about a yard or two on the play.
And so I like it. Like I said, run plays, running the clock, keeping it moving, take as much time as you need. You know, you can't really see the countdown. If you look at the across the field, the ref will have his hand up, counting down for you, making sure you're on task. We've had both teams have had their fair share of delayed games, but you just got to keep it going, keep it moving.
Now approaching the 11-minute mark. TMN with two in the backfield behind him. He'll fake the handoff. It's play action. He rolls out to the right, fires it downfield. He's got a guy, and it's dropped. Almost a beautiful play design. Ethan Conrad was the intended receiver, had it in his hands, couldn't hold on to the football.
So this is the exact reason of ball first, move later. You have to secure the ball before you can start moving your body, because your hands, if they don't feel like you got it secured, they're going to start moving some way and they don't have it with them. And the ball's not going to be your friend with that. You've got to make sure it's with you and going. And so that's something that's got to work out. We saw it a little bit earlier, is you've got to get it in and then go.
Conrad was ready to take it to the house there for the Bulldogs had he secured that catch. Now 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. TMN drops back into the pocket, fires one downfield. He's got Holloway. Holloway with room to run to the 10, to the house. Donovan Holloway.
Chase Meyer was the defender right there, and you just can't keep up with the speed of Holloway. This is one of the fastest freshmen I've seen in high school football. He's just so quick, and he beat him off the route and then beat him down the field. He just could not catch him whatsoever.
The freaky fast freshman strikes again. Donovan Holloway punches 6 more onto the board for Osborne. They lead at 42-24.
Flip scores here to try to add it on, and this is why it's tough here, is because they can keep scoring all they want, and then the Indians just trying to find an answer, though.
Osborne hurrying it up here on the 2-point conversion. TMN runs outside and trots his way into the end zone for 2 more points. They lead it 44-24, a 20-point lead for the Bulldogs.
What just a game here that Osborne has put on for us. You know, they've came out here for their home opener and showed up, and that's what the team you need to do is they're showing, hey, we're here. This is our home turf. We're going to make a statement here. We may have got kicked out in the quarterfinals, but this might be our season here, and guess what? We're young. We'll be coming back every single year.
To think that it was a 1-score ball game at halftime and now a 20-point lead here at the very, really top of the fourth quarter here for the Bulldogs is just really incredible. A very electric offense that we've seen so far from Osborne.
Yeah, it's very quick, very going. Like, you know, I said slow it down, take some time off the clock, but I mean, scores like that, I wouldn't shy away from at all, because, you know, you're up in the score. You know, you're going to keep it running there, and that's what you like to see.
Now under 11 minutes left to play here in regulation. The Bulldogs will get ready to kick it off. And the Indians need to get some points on the board here if they want any hopes of trying to keep their winning streak alive from last season. The kick is kind of taking a weird bounce. It's touched in play by Meyer. That is Porter Meyer this time. on the return. He doesn't get very many yards on the play. As I said, it took a really weird bounce and kind of a weird situation there. Those squib kicks can really do some really crazy things with a football.
I agree with you. The only thing that could have made that kick better is if on that bounce went up, it slowed down and allowed the Bulldogs to try to catch up to it. Luckily, the Indians were able to grab it and at least secure the ball and try to move off the field. But honestly, a beautiful, beautiful kick with some beautiful bounces there that made it troubling to get. I was talking about earlier, you had to have good hands in order to handle that ball. That's something you got to worry about.
First play of the drive will be a toss out to the left side to Nicholson. Nicholson with room to run. He'll get past the first down marker. A fresh set of downs for the Hoxie Indians.
He's just using his own guys, shoving them into defenders and trying to make as much room as he can. He's dedicated to getting himself back inside that end zone.
And that's what we've seen all night long. The Hoxie Indians have really been playing that bully ball, pound the rock style of football, and they continue to do that here in the fourth quarter, but time is starting to not be in their favor. Meyer sends a man in motion, now dropping back in the pocket. He's got two Bulldogs hot on his tail. Fires it downfield. He has a man. Is it caught? No, incomplete, says the official.
And right there, you know, he's rushing. There's not a lot to say about that one, not a lot to critique. It was just down the field. He almost had it, just couldn't quite receive it. Kind of was a little behind him, but you know, when you're on the rush like that from being there, he had no time to sit in the pocket and scan. He had to do it on the move. And so, but that's a new thing we've seen from him. He literally got it, sat, didn't fake anything, was sat in the pocket, set a man in motion. So I bet we're going to start seeing a lot of that to try to stop the clock.
So the Indians now with a second and very long, with three receivers out to the right, one to the left. Meyer in the shotgun formation. A flag flies, and it looks like it'll be a false start on the Indians, so they'll go back 5 more yards.
Yeah, and right there, I think they were trying to rush to get it set up. You know, the clock was stopped. That's not something you need to do. Get set, get seen, get ready, and then get back onto it. So now they're even farther back. You know, probably going to run a similar play they were about to. The only one way to find out.
2nd and 15 now for the Indians.
Offsides on the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Staying corrected, it is offsides on the offense, according to the PA announcer. 2 receivers on both sides. Nicholson comes across in motion, play action, one on his case. Meyer throws it downfield. He's got a guy. And wow, the fact that he was able to catch that football here on the near sideline and stay in bounds and then pick up the yardage that he did was quite incredible.
I'm blown away of like the town of Bull players and the quick throw. It's such dominant hand. It was kind of sidearmed it, coming in quick, grabbed it, and like you said, stay in bounds and then get all the way up there to make all the lost yardage.
That was Matt Bretz on the reception, and now 3rd and very manageable, 3rd and about a yard, if that, for the Hoxie Indians. And we have a bit of a stoppage in play here. And it looks like it'll be a official's timeout. And they're going to come out and measure to see if he got far enough for the first down. It's going to be really close.
And that's what I think. This is a game, I don't see it, haven't seen it too often lately in a couple games I've seen, but this is one that you've seen a lot of chains come out, and they've got it well past the first down mark.
He'll have enough for the first down. It'll be a fresh set of downs for the Indians, just about 3 yards shy of the half-field mark. This time, Meyer lines up under center. He's got 2 backs in the backfield. He pitches it off to Nicholson. The block from Bretz. Nicholson with room to run on the outside. He's brought down just past the 25-yard line after a nice block from Matt Bretz.
Yeah, and right there, good job blocking. Had a guy in front of him, stayed behind it, stayed with him. You know he's quick, but he's going to use his blockers to his best advantage, and he's been doing well getting down the field, and that's what you like to see.
The Indians line back up in the same formation. Meyer takes the snap, this time taking it himself, throwing it downfield. He doesn't have his man, but it'll be pass interference. More than likely will be called on number 34, Zane Poor, who wasn't really able to play the football on that play. He just wasn't looking at the football as opposed. He was more just kind of playing the man, so to speak.
Yep, as a pass defender, you got to be aware of the football, because if you're not looking at it at all and you got hands on him, the flag's going to be coming out there, and you're going to give him a fresh set of downs there and moving the chains.
Going to be a fresh set of downs now for the Indians, and that's going to be a costly penalty now with just under 10 left to play. 9:40 on the scoreboard left to play, and the Indians trailing by 20 points here. Still not out of reach.
It's not. It's a lot of time left. You get in here again. But the thing is defense. They got to be able to get defense. Before that, hopefully it translates.
Meyer takes the snap. He'll take the ball himself this time, and he's going to pick up some substantial yardage. He's going to gain about 5 on the play.
And he's moving down the field. He's getting the blocking he needs. They're getting kind of antsy with it, but they're trying to push it. They know they got to keep it. And I love about them is they're not losing their heart. They're keeping their spirit alive here.
The Indians running a fast tempo offense. This time Meyer pitches it out to Nicholson. Nicholson is in for the touchdown. The Indians make their way back onto the scoreboard. They are within 14.
Yep, there you go. Got to get in the 2 here, though, because it's really going to help them in the future route, because get in there, cut it down to 12, and it's going to help them just with the rest of the thing, because they only have to get in the end zone twice here afterwards if they play good defense.
The Indians will try for a 2-point conversion. The Bulldogs await eagerly as the Indians now take the line. Meyer under center. Hands the ball off to Nicholson. He'll punch it in for 2. The Indians with a crucial 2-point conversion.
And that's big, honestly, for them, because they needed that to cut it back into a 2-score game without extra points there. Now they got to play defense. This is where they've been struggling, and why they've fallen so out of reach is because they just haven't been able to keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone.
The Bulldogs leading it 44-32 with 9:10 left to play here in the 4th quarter.
A lot of time left here. I believe both sides still have all their timeouts. So, you probably won't see any coming out of Osborne unless it's really needed, but it's very unlikely unless it comes down to the wire and the Indians keep up. The Bulldogs just need to keep their tempo, need to keep it going, either get points on the board or run time off the clock and not let the Indians get back into this.
Bulldogs break their huddle. Back to kick it off for the Indians is number 42. That is Matt Bretz, the 6'1 junior. Back to receive for the Bulldogs is no other than Donovan Holloway, who's just been explosive on the offensive side of the football for them tonight. The kick is up. Holloway's there to receive it. Right around the 20-yard line, he'll break free and slip his way right around to the 30-yard line. And they are just 10 yards shy of breaking into Indian territory.
So this is going to be big for the Indians on defensive-wise, because if they can put a stop here and immediately score quickly, it's going to put them right back in within 6 points. That's without getting in any extra points. So this is a big play. And for the Bulldogs, they need to score here and run some time off the clock to take away some hope away from these Indians.
Tiernan lines up under center. He'll hand it off, and breaking free is Graff. Graff with a big gain. Close to 20 yards on the play. He'll be spotted right around the 31 in Indian territory.
Bulldogs first down at the
And the Bulldogs are in business inside the Indians' half of the field.
Yeah, but clock's running here. They're going to take their time, but like I said, that was huge. That was big. And that's why I said this is such a dangerous team because runs like that is showing why they're okay. We can keep running the ball, keep going, keep moving. We don't have to throw it to the distance because we're just moving the ball well.
The Bulldogs break their huddle. Tiernan lines up under center. 2 running backs in the backfield. Tiernan will hand it off. He's got Holloway, who picks up about 4 yards on the play.
Nicholson, Beckman, and Brett's on the tackle.
It'll be 2nd down and about 7 to go.
Second down, 6.
Looks like they'll spot him with 6 to go. So 2nd and 6 to go here in the 4th quarter. 8 minutes now remaining in regulation. Tiernan under center. This time he pitches it back to Holloway. Holloway is a couple yards past the line of scrimmage. A flag flies. This flag flying right around the line of scrimmage. It'll be interesting to see what the call is. I would imagine more than likely it'll be a holding call.
Yeah, and that's what they gave him there, just right there in the middle of the field. Running it down there. But, yeah, that's one thing, too, is it's going to stop the Bulldogs is penalties here late. Penalties late is going to be big here, and that's what's going to keep the Indians' hopes alive.
So the holding will go on the Bulldogs. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Excuse me, 10-yard penalty. And now it'll be 2nd and 16 for Osborne. They're going to have a lot of work to do here on this drive. Tiernan rolls out to the right, fires it downfield. He's got his man. It'll be number 34, Zane Poor, who secures the catch. And they will bring the Bulldogs inside the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 8 now.
Yeah, as head coach Steve Tiernan, you know, you can't be really stressed about this because you've got a lot of options with these guys. They've proven all game that they can go the distance no matter where they are on the field.
You've got to think this is more than likely 4-down territory where they're at. There'd be no sense in punting the football as it would go out of the back of the end zone. Tiernan under center. This time he'll pitch it back to Holloway. Holloway breaking outside and making things a lot more manageable for Osborne. Couple yards left to go as it is 4th and 2 for the Bulldogs.
All right, here we go. We had one of these similar in the first half early in the game. It was about 4th and 6 inches. So as a team, you got to bring it. You can't hesitate. You can't dance. You just got to go and get that first down and keep the clock running, but also just get the yardage so that way you can reset, get your whole playbook back, and continue going.
Clock winding down. 6:15 left in regulation. The Bulldogs leading it 44-32. And a timeout will be called by the Bulldogs. We'll take one with them when we come back. The remainder of the 4th quarter. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Tiger Media Network Area Game of the Week. We welcome you back to Osborne, Kansas, here on the Great Plains of Western Kansas. The Bulldogs leading at 44-32 in our inaugural area game of the week for Tiger Media Network. Tiernan will take the run outside, and he will pick up the first down, converting on the fourth down play for Osborne.
Tackled by Zer.
Zer was there to make the tackle for Hoxie. And the Bulldogs have a fresh set of downs on the 20-yard line.
And this is where Hoxie's got to step up here. You got to step up. You're running out of time. Clock's now under 6 minutes. And so they got to either force a turnover, get something, make a stop, but it's got to be quick.
Tiernan lines up in the same formation. He'll hand it off, and Graff is met right at the line of scrimmage. A much-needed stop there for the Indians.
Great work there. Met him at the line. Didn't let him loose. Wrapped up. That's what's part of it, too, is they're not wrapping up very well, and they're able to just run through it, especially Holloway with as fast he is. You got to get a good grip on him, or else he's going to get out of your hands.
Tiernan receives the play call. He'll inform his teammates. The huddle's broken. Now the snap. Tiernan handing it off to Graff. Graff with room to run. Green grass in front of him. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
What a run by Graff. He got outside, got a couple stiff arms, and turned on the Jets and ran her straight for the corner of the end zone. Bringing them up 6 more on the board. Man, they're starting to look like they're going to ready to put this away.
The Bulldogs extend their lead to 18 points, and they're going to look to try and make it 20 here on the 2-point conversion. Tiernan under center. Handing it off to Holloway. Holloway breaking outside and punching it in for 2 more. The Bulldogs lead by 20 by a score of 52-32. And this Bulldogs offense has been something else tonight.
I agree with you there. That could be what kind of puts Hoxie in the ground there. That kept it from still a 2-score game with some extra points to now a 3-score game. And so they got to make something happen here.
It's been very impressive to see how well these young players have performed for this Osborne Bulldogs team. A team that just last year went all the way to the state quarterfinals as a team and was knocked off by Axtell. And especially against the team that performed very well last season, was undefeated in state champions last year for Hoxie.
And for Hoxie's side, you know, it's not the same team. You know, you lose people, you get some new people, you try to refresh. So it's not the championship team you're going against right now. You're going against some people who you had to figure out some kinks. You got to figure out. Clearly, there's a lot to work on here. Not saying Hoxie's bad team. They definitely could show up next week and surprise us that this game might have just been a fluke, or they were just, you know, really just not ready for the season in week 1.
The Bulldogs getting ready to kick this one away. It'll be Holloway preparing for the kick, as they have re-extended their lead to 20 points. Holloway kicks that one up. Takes a weird bounce. And a Bulldog gets decked. This one is going to break away all the way to the house. Noah Nicholson with a much-needed score for Hoxie, and we might still have a ball game, Kyler.
And let me tell you, I wouldn't be surprised, but Hoxie still has a lot of fire left. I don't know if you saw, there was huge hits for Hoxie that kind of just leveled some of the Bulldogs on the field, but definitely keeping them in that they still have fire. A lot of teams right now is what happened is they get down by 23 scores, is they kind of lose heart, they kind of lose interest. These guys are wanting to stay in it the whole time. That's what I love.
A couple of really big hits leads to the kick return touchdown for Hoxie, and they're going to try and convert on the 2-point conversion. It'll be thrown out in the flat to Nicholson, who punches it in for 2 more. And the Indians trail by 12 once again.
Yeah, and I kind of see what's coming here is we've seen them all try to keep it short. They've been kind of going a little bit longer the past couple times, but I would imagine them trying to keep it short once again, because if they get the ball back here and we're able to get within 6 or 4, if they complete the 2-point conversion, if they get in, this is a game still. There's 4:41 left to go. We just saw plays can happen in an instant. Nothing's ever out of the question.
Well, in the wise words of my dad, who has always told me this my entire life, and all my sports watching and sports playing, it ain't over till it's over.
Indeed.
Both teams in their respective huddles. The Bulldogs' Steve Tiernan hyping up his squad.
And you talk about hyping right now. This is late fourth quarter. It's a game. The intentions are high. You gotta, as a head coach or as a leader on the team, you gotta keep your team up. Whatever team has the most fire, whoever wants it more is gonna take this one away. The score may show something different than everyone else. This is why I'm saying we should get these games, because people are just gonna see the end score. They're not seeing this hustle out there. They're not seeing the closeness of how close this really was at one point in time.
Our hope is to provide you all with quality broadcasts every week. Area game of the week. It'll be during football season. We're thinking about doing it for basketball season. We'll see if that ends up happening or not. We haven't quite made a decision on that, but stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll have great area games of the week every single week during football season. We're even hoping to try and cover some of the playoffs this year, so we're really excited trying to kick this off and make this something really special and really worth everyone's time.
I agree with it. High school football is definitely a special place in everyone's heart. If you've watched it, if you participated back in the day, it's really something cool, and it's just exciting for us, exciting for everybody, because, yeah, there's NFL, there's college, but definitely high schools always should have a spot up there too.
Tate Tiernan hands the ball off to his running back in Graff, who picks up about a yard on the play. Bulldogs now 2nd and 9 from their own 36-yard line.
And so here's where it comes. The issue is time is not your friend on the Indian side. And last time the Bulldogs had the ball, they wasted over 3.5 minutes, and there will not be enough time if they do the exact same thing again.
The Bulldogs still trying to run down the clock. 4 minutes left in play now here in the fourth quarter. Tiernan pitching it off to Holloway. Holloway receiving a big block, open field. He's to the 20 and runs out of bounds. A big gain for Donovan Holloway.
Yeah, he sees the gap, and he's going to go. And the hope is for you to shove him out of bounds and hope he trips, gets something on him, because that kid is going to be hard to catch.
And a very athletic Donovan Holloway will be a very bright spot on this ball game for Osborne, and a very bright spot for the future of Bulldogs football. This is the future of Bulldogs football right here. You're witnessing with your very own eyes. Tate Tiernan, Donovan Holloway, and Zane Poor. All three of those guys have just put on a show tonight. Tiernan receives the snap. This time he hands it off to Holloway, who's met behind the line of scrimmage. A tackle for loss for the Hoxie Indians, and that's a big stop there.
And that was big there, as we're going to get a timeout here quickly. And that was a big stop there, as we're going to get a timeout here quickly with that. And getting back there is huge. Getting the clock stopped, getting stuff going. And so now both teams trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do? As Bulldogs, they're kind of in a tricky situation, because if they score here, they're going to put them up a lot more. But they have to score the 2-point conversion to really kind of give them that edge. So they don't, it still remains a 2-point restore game possible as long as they get both in there. So got to be aware, got to make it work. As on the other hand, the Indians got to be able to make a big defensive stop. It's second down, so the real big hope here is get a turnover, make them lose the ball. If they decide to throw it, try to get their hands on it. I get everyone says just knock it right. It would be really, really beneficial for them, no matter where they are on the field, is to get their hands on the ball.
The Indians trailing by 12 points, the defending state champs. in their respective 8-man division. They ended the season 13-0 last season after really dominating their division. And the Osborne Bulldogs fell short in the quarterfinals. Tiernan, this time out of the shotgun formation. The first time we've seen that in a while. He'll hand the ball off. Just kidding, he'll keep it himself. He'll go out to the right side and really no gain on the play. If anything, a loss of a yard. And another timeout will be called by the Hoxie Indians in order to conserve some clock.
And that's smart right there. They're playing amazing, amazing defense. Getting back there, containing him, and not letting anything go. And so that's what you're looking for, really, is because, you know, they're keeping it going, That's the intensity you need to keep in order to keep themselves in this game. Because if they get another stop here, it's really behind the line of scrimmage much. It's really going to put the Bulldogs in a really tough position.
The Indians trying to make a defensive stand here with 3:37 left to play as they trail by a score of 52-40 to the Osborne Bulldogs. Both teams going over their game plans. The Indians retaking the field. The Bulldogs now doing the same. Friday Night Lights has not disappointed here from Osborne. Tiernan goes back under center. Graff and Holloway in the backfield. Play action. Tiernan rolls out to the left. He's going to take it himself. He goes right up the middle, straight into two defenders. And pretty hard hit taken there for Tiernan. He's a little bit slow to get up on his feet. He's going to take a second to really get a breather. And another timeout will be called by the Indians. And it's going to be 4th and about 10 to go for the Bulldogs. This could be the much-needed stop that the Indians needed to force.
This is probably the play. The next play is probably going to be what determines the game right here, because this is going to be really, really big. Big stop here, and the Indians drive it back down, score, get the 2-point conversion. That sets up for a whole nother ball game. 3:30 left to go. I do think they just used their final timeout, though, with that 3 in a row. If they called the first timeout, wasn't quite sure. The refs kind of didn't really give us a clear signal, but we're definitely looking to see what they got in store for us, because the Bulldogs got to pull something out here to get to that next marker, because they just got back inside after a couple lost games, which has very been little happening in this game. So this is big play time right here.
Big implications here on this play. One receiver out to the right, one to the left. Tiernan out of the shotgun formation. He's got Graff in the backfield. The snap. Back in the pocket. Dumps it off to Holloway. Holloway makes a man miss. Is it going to be enough? It's going to be short. It doesn't look like he got the first down, and that'll be a turnover on downs in Hoxie football.
As long as this is an offensive flag and the coach declines it, it will be... And it is.
And it looks like...
And I'm going to assume they're going to decline it, which would be a turnover on downs.
The penalty is declined. And it will be a turnover on downs.
What a performance right there. So the play that I set up there was, it's kind of called a screen right there in the front line there. So you block for a second, let your quarterback get back, then let him through. He did a little dump pass there, but Hoxie was ready for it, met him there, almost got all the way there, about 3 yards, 2.5 yards short, and then that's just going to go the other way.
It really was kind of a screen pass, so to speak. It just wasn't a screen pass out in the flat. This time it was more in the slot. And so that's really what killed that play the way that it did. Donovan Holloway really wasn't able to break into that open area like he would be able to do if he was out in the flat. A long pass downfield is caught. Matt Bretz on a huge play. Meyer slinging the football.
And he's still in bounds, though, so they got to get moving here, get moving. It's not a one-score game. They got to score twice here, so we're going to see a lot of fast football.
The Indians on the Bulldogs 35. Hoxie comes set. Meyer under center. He throws it off to Nicholson. Nicholson brought down 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. And the Indians are going to have to hurry up as he was tackled down in bounds.
Yeah, but didn't get the first down, so the chains don't have to move.
And a lot of time has come off the clock here just by that singular play right there. 2nd and 7. Play action. Under pressure, Meyer throws one downfield. He's got a man! Are you kidding me?
And that's going to actually stop the clock there as the first down markers has to get down the field, and it won't start going again until the whistle's blown.
Griffin Zur on a huge play. A one-handed catch on excellent coverage from the Bulldogs, and they have to convert here. All the way through, it's 6 more points on the board for the defending state champs.
And this is where it comes down to. They need to convert on this, or else it still remains too far out of reach.
A one-score ball game for the Indians with 2:34 left on the clock. They will go for the 2-point conversion. Meyer in the shotgun formation. He steps back, it's blocked! A blocked pass
And
by no other than Tate Tiernan.
that is so big, because the reason is because if they get a stop and they score, they're not automatically down. So if they score again, it'll be even score, but a 6-point ball game here after being down 20. 22, I believe, was the most.
Yeah, I mean, it was so far has just been an electric fourth quarter from the Indians. And we've kind of seen the roles reverse a little bit. We saw Osborne really took the charge there in that third quarter play, and now Hoxie starting to strike back here at the very end of this fourth quarter. We'll see if it's going to be too little, too late, see if the Bulldogs can hold on.
And you got to remember, they're out of timeouts here, I believe. And so the one thing about the Bulldogs is they got to run the clock. They got to run the clock and then get in the end zone right at the end, if anything. Because if they give them too much time without getting in the end zone, it's going to be very, very problematic.
The clock is their friend in this situation. The Bulldogs lead it by 6. They're looking to snap the Hoxie Indians' 13-game win streak. The onside kick is not far enough. A flag will fly. And they will have to try it again, this time from further back.
And that's something, too. They got to make sure to move up, too, as well, because I've seen some teams where that penalty has happened, and they stayed at the 40-line marker, and they went 10 yards and got to the other team. I'm glad they were able to note that they got up, moved up well, but their hands got to be ready. They know this onside kick is coming.
The kick is secured by the Bulldogs. He'll go right down to his knees, and he'll hold on to that football as he, I'm sure, was instructed. They here grab that football and go right down.
And that was a smart play to do. If you catch it in that front line being that close, you don't got time. You're going to get hit, and the likelihood of you losing the ball is very high. So going down there, securing it, maybe not running a climb off, but that's what later plays are for. Now you got an offense. Now you can set up, and you got to move time. You got to move time.
2:33 remaining for the Bulldogs. Tiernan pitches it off to Holloway. Holloway breaking free. He's got a first down and then some.
And that is big. Of course, this Hoxie's going to stop here just for a second to let the chains get set up. But he's still going to keep running there because they're not in any hurry whatsoever.
I'm sure the Bulldogs will just let the clock run down here as we're approaching the 2-minute mark. Here in the fourth quarter of play, Tiernan goes back to his offense. instructs them the play call. He lines up under center. Bulldogs in no rush to get a play off. Graff and Holloway lining up behind him. He hands it off to Graff. Graff going right up the gut, lowering the shoulder and picking up the extra yardage.
And with runs like that, I doubt we'll ever see a throw like that again, as long as the runs continue to be good, continue going, and run that clock out. Because right now it's looking rough. The biggest thing for the Bulldogs is to hold on to the ball like their life depends on it, because it really does.
Now 1:30 left in play here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs leading it 52-46. Tiernan under center once again. He's got two in the backfield. Receives the snap. Handing it off to Graff. Graff dives forward for 2 or 3 more yards on the play. Looks like they'll give him 2. Now 3rd and about 3 to go for the Bulldogs.
And got to keep moving here. If they don't, the first down here, and if they get, just got to keep it from going backwards right here. Got to move forward. Even if you go to 4th down, move forward again, get the first down, and just letting that clock run. You're under a minute now.
First down wins the ball game for the Bulldogs. A freshman quarterback, Tate Tiernan, comes to the huddle. He sets up his offense. In victory formation, the ball pops out. Hoxie has the football.
And they're going to look at that real quick, because I'm not sure what happened. I'm trying to figure out how the ball went forward on the other side, as we're going to wait for a call, because this is big.
A 6-point ball game. And the game on the line here on this call. You could hear a pin drop in this crowd. And the head official will come over to head coach Steve Tiernan, along with the head coach for the Hoxie Indians and Lance Barr.
I'm looking like Lance Barr isn't quite too happy.
Well, I'm seeing the far sideline where the down marker is has now changed to 4. So it's very possible that it is Bulldog football.
Bulldogs avoiding trying to figure out. It went back up to 3, so replay on downs, I believe.
I think that's the correct call there. It almost was like they weren't quite set, neither team was, and the whistle was blown, and I think they're just going to replay 3rd down here.
And they're just going to let the clock run here.
And they are going to do just that. Tate Tiernan takes the knee. And the champions have fallen. The Hoxie Indians go home without a victory to start off the 2025 football season. The Osborne Bulldogs, led by the freshman Tate Tiernan, Donovan Holloway, and Zane Poor. Those 3 were the core 3. The Wonder Kids lead the Bulldogs to a 52-46 victory over the Hoxie Indians.
And what an impressive game like that. These are the games we look to watch with huge, huge energy to start for this young team here. You know, gives them a lot of effort. Still, of course, you can always see stuff they work on. That's what these openers are for. But, man, you got to give credit to all these freshmen out here. They look, like I said, seasoned veterans out here. And they're a team that I would want to watch again.
Well, a heck of a way to start off the football season. A heck of a way to start off Tiger Media Network's first ever area game of the week. Boy, what a blast it has been. A huge shout out to both Nick Nick Schween and Russell Heitman. Both of those guys really were integral parts in helping us put on this broadcast. A big shout out to Parker Nisbeth for helping cover the game with pictures and a video, along with his drone photography that he's been able to do. And be sure to tune in to the Area Game of the Week preview show coming up this week. We don't have a name for it quite yet. That's what we're calling it for now. Be sure to tune that in this week on Wednesday. It should be a good show. We'll have our next week matchup announced on Wednesday. And until next time, Kyler Rowden-Stumm's been alongside me. I'm Eli Blankenship saying so long from Osborne, Kansas, and good night.
Row. Row.